Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump prepared to square off in Michigan today. Later on this afternoon, Harris will deliver remarks in Grand Rapids. She's expected to touch on abortion rights in her push to capture those suburban votes. Meanwhile, Trump will join a roundtable in Oakland County before holding a rally in Detroit. The two presidential candidates both vying to win over the battleground state ahead of the November 5th elections. Our CBS News campaign reporters continue to follow these two candidates as Election Day draws closer and closer. We'll head to Navarro and the Harris team in just a moment. But first, Olivia Rinaldi has the very latest from the Trump campaign. Olivia, it's been 1 week since Trump was in that state. And last time he was there, if you remember, he criticized Detroit. Will his message be different this time around?
Yes, Elizabeth, he did criticize Detroit during that last appearance last week at the where he said, quote, "Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if Harris wins." He says you're going to have a mess on your hands. Now, this comment wasn't just a one-off comment. It's something he then repeated last week when he was in Chicago talking to Bloomberg there, where he said that, quote, "Detroit is just horrible," and saying that it's never going to come back. Now, that's not the messaging we're likely to hear from the former president today. As you mentioned, he's doing that roundtable in Oakland County, where Vice President Kamala Harris will be later today, also campaigning. But it's focused on the auto industry and bringing jobs back. So Trump is going to go there today with that messaging that he wants to bring jobs back to Michigan, back to Detroit specifically, and revive the auto industry in the U.S. So that is where he will be later today, trying to make those arguments of trying to thread that needle between criticizing Detroit, which he says is a city run by Democrats, and that's what's running it into the ground, while also saying that he wants to revive what is a precious industry to them, the auto industry.
Now, Donald Trump also keeping a close eye on Pennsylvania, Olivia. He's set to campaign in the state this weekend. Now, this all comes shortly after Elon Musk stopped in Pennsylvania, a key battleground state, to show support for Trump. Now he's offering voters $100 to sign a petition. What more do we know about this?
Yeah, Musk has been working very closely on behalf of the Trump campaign in Pennsylvania and across all battleground states with his PAC, his America PAC. Now, there are rules about that coordination, so getting into some of the specifics there. They can't, work directly with the campaign, but they can employ canvassers that will help people get out on behalf of the campaign. But you mentioned that $100 that Musk is now offering people to sign up to vote in the state. Federal law dictates that paying individuals to vote or accepting really those payments for voter registrations is an offense, but compensating people for signing petitions, is not. So it's kind of another thin line he's trying to thread there. A lot of FEC reports and filing. We're watching this all very closely, but it does speak to the relationship that Trump and Musk have. We've seen that Elon Musk has become a very staunch supporter of the former president, someone who's out there working on his behalf as we're just in these closing days to the November election.
Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News campaign reporter, thanks so much. Navarro joins me now from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Harris campaign says it is confident they can keep Michigan blue. Aaron, how do they plan on doing that with a little bit more than 2 weeks left in all of this?
Liz, good to be with you. It's no surprise, but they see their path to victory in that crucial battleground state of Michigan, starting in Detroit and then going through the suburbs. Yes, this is where the voters are. These are the big population centers. But the Harris campaign believes that specifically with women and college-educated voters in the suburbs, that they will see a big shift towards Democrats when you look compared to past elections where the suburbs have trended Republican. They say that in part because of the Dobbs decision. They say abortion has been a galvanizing force for these voters to move left, that they moved left in the 2022 election, and that they will continue to do so in 2024.
And Aaron, we've seen Barack Obama, the former president, campaign on behalf of Kamala Harris. Now his wife, Michelle Obama, is joining in. What can we expect to see from her once early voting opens up in Michigan?
This will be the first political on the campaign trail event for the former First Lady, Michelle Obama. The last time we saw her give political remarks was her notable DNC convention speech in Chicago in August. She will be with Vice President Harris in Michigan this upcoming Saturday as the early vote is continuing, as the campaign through their surrogates, through Tim Walz, through Kamala Harris, are making sure they're going to these states whenever early voting begins or is happening to make sure that they galvanize their supporters to come out and vote whichever way they want to.
CBS News campaign reporter Aaron Navarro in Grand Rapids, Michigan for us. Thank you, Aaron.